We live in a world, it seems, where there each day is an ever-increasing level of anxiety and angst. Certainly as a priest, I hear almost every day concerns of people that almost take on a life of their own in their minds and hearts, which leads them to almost an obsession about things, about how things appear to be, about how things seem to be heading. Vanity of vanities. All things are vanity. These words from our first reading begin the great book of Ecclesiastes, and throughout this book, the sacred author affirms the truth of what is so easy for us to forget, that this life and all things of this life are fleeting. And when confined to this life alone, everything is in so many ways insignificant. And yet you and I so foolishly place so much emphasis upon things of this world. And when we do that, the tendency is not to focus on the things that are not of this world, things of infinitely more significance, the things of eternity. Why do we do that? The answer, of course, is in our weakness and in our sin. Original sin and all of our personal sins plague us and weaken us. That's why all of us need correction and discipline. It's why in the spiritual life, prayer and fasting and almsgiving are so important, not just during Lent, but throughout our lives. Because if left unchecked, our sinful tendencies will become habitual and further cloud our view and our understanding of everything. And this is where our gospel enlightens us and hopefully prompts us to the correction that we need. Could it be any clearer what the Lord is trying to say to us? The rich man is consumed with one thing, himself and his riches. He's blessed with a bountiful harvest that is nothing other than a gift from God. But he doesn't see it that way. He only sees himself. What does he say? What shall I do? I do not have enough space. I know. I'll tear down my barns. I'll build larger ones. I shall say to myself, I can now rest, eat, drink, and be merry. It is laughable, were it not so tragic. Yet doesn't that same thing tempt us so quickly? That absorption to self-centeredness that St. Augustine will write is the source of all sin. We think we're in charge. We think we can control and achieve and provide. And we forget about the one from whom all good things come. The one without whom none of us could take a single breath. Faith gives us clarity and understanding amidst the distortions of the things of this world. St. Paul in our second reading wants us to guard against this tendency. He writes, think of what is above, not of what is on earth. This is the key to the correction that our distorted vision after original sin needs. Do we have to earn a living and provide for our families and pursue our dreams? Of course we do. Do we have to be concerned with our financial security and our well-being? Of course we do. Are all the great human endeavors of love and courage and generosity good and noble? Of course they are. But that's because all that is human is united to Christ, the Son of God who united all of humanity to himself. But that's the point. We have to always see that the value of human activity is in its connection to God. And if we lose sight of God at any time, at any moment of all of those activities, they then become dangerous. They take our focus off of God and of those things above, those things of eternal significance. And so today's readings offer us timeless wisdom to help in the correction of our distorted vision. Let us never lose sight that our life here on earth is fleeting, that all these things around us, when limited to just this life, are meaningless vanity, that the only real and lasting realities are those of God and of his love for us. And let us then pray that we might follow St. Paul's admonition to keep our eyes on what is above, not of what is on earth, so that we will not one day hear our Lord say to us what he said to that rich man in our gospel, "You fool," but rather after this life of striving to love him and to share with others all the gifts that he has given to us, we will know for all of eternity that pledge in which St. Paul hopes that when Christ appears, we too will appear with him in glory.